Well, joining us now, Taylor Williamson with Kansas Wheat. He was one of those on the annual winter wheat tour that took place around the state just a few days ago. And I believe this was kind of your first official one that you've been on, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I've heard them go around before and always kind of wondered about it, but this is my first one.
Okay, as we get into it, before we maybe look at the different regions, give us kind of the overall take, the overall number, and so on.
So our group estimated 306 million total bushel harvested. That would average out to about 47 bushel an acre.
So with that at least indications so far, almost double what we saw last year.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good crop this year, especially with the rains we've had this week. There's a chance that we have a pretty decent crop.
Okay, so you're from Southwest Kansas where you grew up, but you saw a lot of wheat at a lot of different places. Maybe what were some of your observations you took away from being on the tour?
So back on the tour, over that Highway 24 corridor, it was getting pretty dry. We saw some shorter wheat there. A lot of it will depend on when it got planted. The later stuff looks not so good, but the early stuff that got planted in before the rains came last fall will look really solid. South Central Kansas got lots of rain throughout then, and a lot of that looks pretty good. We're starting to see a little bit of rust going on out there, but Southwest Kansas has some really good crops coming up.
It looks like, just anecdotally driving by at 55 or 60 mile an hour looks really good. There's maybe a couple of pockets where it isn't, but you brought up the possible rust issue. Mm-hmm. Were there some areas where you see some disease pressure?
Just in that south central area. When we were up in the northwest and southwest areas, we didn't see anything, and then as we started moving east towards Wichita, we started seeing more and more and more.
What were some of the questions of the non-Wheaties, if you will, or maybe those non-Kansans that they had on the tour?
So some of them were asking just about wheat in general, and especially some of the issues that the farm economy is going through. We've had a lot of questions about trade, and then some people got a little more involved with how pesticide use is going, and is there any resistance with weeds and things like that.
So you think it's a good opportunity for folks like you and even farmers to be on there to kind of help advocate and talk about what growing wheat and where it goes into, and just kind of fill in maybe some of those questions they may have? Absolutely.
It's a great opportunity to meet with millers and traders and farmers. We got a chance to go to Lawn From Farms over in northwest Kansas. It's a very large operation that we really got to see some of the bigger size operations, and it's a really good opportunity for people from DC, from Southwest Kansas to intermingle and get to know each other and learn different perspectives of the industry.
Taylor Williamson is with Kansas Wheat, talking about the annual wheat tour that takes place the first part of May. Stay with us, we'll have more coming up.